Welcome guys to The Flying Goblin. Today we're talking with Greg Null, who writes a column for geeksdoingstuff.com, and today we're going to be talking about Ben Affleck playing as the Batman. So what is your whole opinion on it? Because a recent survey on the internet showed that 76% of internet subscribers were upset about it, and they didn't want Ben Affleck to play as Batman. Do you share that view, or where do you sit on the matter?
Honestly, I think the internet should quit its bitch and moan.
Okay.
Here's the thing, right? I don't necessarily think Ben Affleck's going to be a great Batman. He wouldn't have been who I would have cast if that were my decision. Although,
yes.
Again, I wouldn't know who I would have cast, and when you get into fantasy casting, it's a bit ridiculous.
Yes.
But I feel like maybe, flipping out over the announcement that a dude is playing a fictional character who's being played by several other actors over the last 70-odd years.
Yeah.
In a movie 2 years from now, to the degree that people flipped out on the internet, is maybe a bit excessive.
That was the whole idea that I was getting. I mean, they haven't seen any screenshots from the film. It's
Because there aren't any, because they're not even close to starting filming.
Exactly. So how can they prejudge a performance like that? Heath Ledger pulled off the most fantastic Joker ever, and most people ridiculed him for taking the role before he had even started the role.
Well, this is the thing. I don't know if ridicule is the right word. I certainly was in the, oh my god, why is Heath Ledger in this film camp. I really love Heath Ledger. I think he's thought he was a great actor. Yes. But yeah, I think we're a little early to prejudge Affleck. And most importantly, people seem to think that Christian Bale is some sort of second coming, or possibly first coming. Christian Bale was not a good Batman, internet. He was not a good Batman.
You might need to qualify that statement.
Okay, he's a one-note Batman. There is only one note to his entire performance, which just tends to be a bit like... I'm not even talking about the voice. Everything is very, like, I am angry and have no real emotions other than that. Except when I am sad. So I guess it's two-note Batman, sorry. His performance was all at one level. Batman is a very nuanced character. He's
particularly, yeah.
Well, and he needs to be. He needs to have one face that he shows as Bruce Wayne to the public,
yeah,
and another that he shows as Batman. Neither of which I think are the real Bruce Wayne / Batman. Like I feel like the real him is something that maybe Alfred gets to see.
Okay, yes.
But
yes.
he has different personas he needs for the public, and there's kind of ditzy schmoozy Bruce Wayne. And he needs to be ditzy because he has to do things like lock himself in the bathroom for 4 hours so he can be Batman. No, it's true.
Yes, thinking about it, that makes sense. Actually,
like Clark Kent, he has to kind of pretend to be an idiot.
Yes.
So that people aren't surprised when he doesn't make. So he comes off to criminals as an unhinged lunatic.
Yes, he does essentially. Yeah.
But that's not, he's a lot more restrained and controlled than that. But he needs to come off as crazy.
Do you think Affleck has the ability to play that side of him, that character?
I can't say I've seen him in a film that I would be like, yeah, Affleck's going to pull this off. Can't say I've seen every Ben Affleck film, so it's, there's that. I think he's a talented actor, but I think he tends to be very good in specific roles.
Okay.
As much as I enjoyed his performance in, say, Argo, like, again, I don't really see that parlaying into Grim Avenger of the Night.
Yes, yes.
But, I'd be willing to give it a shot in the same way I've given other actors a shot before. I feel like using his Daredevil performance as a comparison is kind of really dumb, because that is an awful movie.
I actually wanted to get into that and ask you whether or not you thought Daredevil as a movie was bad, or whether Daredevil played by Ben Affleck was bad, or were they both complementary bad?
Daredevil as played by Ben Affleck in that movie is awful.
Okay.
But there's not a redeeming quality to that movie. Like, not a single one. So it's really hard to know if his performance would have been bad if maybe there'd been a better script or a better director, or not that movie at all.
Okay. So you think it was a combination of factors that made Daredevil so bad, and it wasn't just Ben Affleck playing with Daredevil?
Here's, at the end of the day, like, I think the greatest actor alive would have been a shitty Daredevil in that movie.
Okay.
I don't know who the greatest actor alive is, but no matter who he or she is, they would not have been able to save that movie.
Okay. So regardless of whatever his performance was like, it's not fair to take his performance in Daredevil and translate that into his performance in Batman.
I think that would be that's you know. Also, there's like 10, 12 years in between. Like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of time between.
It's a different world. He's a different person.
And don't forget, the movie making genre has come a long way. That was right at the initial beginning of the superhero film, where they were experimenting, trying out new things and all that sort of thing.
Experimenting is it was more of a throw as much against the wall and see what sticks policy.
Yeah.
People like superheroes, we'll just make a lot of superhero movies.
Whereas now, you've got so many good superhero films to back you up, that if a bad superhero film comes out, everyone is going to ridicule it because everyone has seen the better stuff that has come before.
Yeah, so, Green Lantern would have been an okay movie 10 years ago.
Yes.
It had potential, but it was a very oddly put together film.
Batman in this film is meant to be an older, more mature Batman who's seen the crime fighting world and is basically being introduced to a new, young, cleanly cut Superman. How do you think that dynamic is going to work with Ben Affleck playing as Batman? Do you think he has the acting chops to pull off that role?
Well, firstly, it's weird to me that we're thinking of Ben Affleck as an older actor now. I mean, I guess it's true,
yes,
but it still seems really weird, right? Like, you know what I'm saying, Internet? But, I think it's an interesting way to go. For me, it misses the cool thing about Superman and Batman.
Yeah.
Like, I like the idea that they're kind of the same age, that they end up being best friends, and make no mistake, they're best friends. Because they're actually the same guy, they just have really different methods. I mean, personality-wise, they both just want to do good. You know, the loss of a central figure in their life has
I'm not too sure if I would say that they're exactly the same person. I mean, Batman seems to come from a lot darker place than what Superman comes from.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like, they're pretty much, like, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but their motives are maybe slightly different, and their methods are definitely different.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, they want the same thing.
If you remove all the surface stuff.
Yeah, they just want they want everyone to be happy.
Yes.
I mean, they want a better future. And Superman is about inspiring a better future, and Batman is about punching crime to death one dude at a time.
Yes. Do you think Affleck can pull off that role though?
Honestly, I have no idea. Like, I've never seen him do anything which would make me think, sure, he's gonna be a great Batman.
Okay.
But at the same time, I don't think there's a lot of roles that lend themselves to, like, oh yeah, that guy, he'd be a great Batman.
Yes.
And Batman's such a toss-up. I mean, Michael Keaton was people reacted really weird. I think he was a great Batman.
Yes.
I think he was a weird, kind of out-of-touch, crazy person. He was Batman. That which is maybe his was a quirky, weird Batman, which I liked.
Yes.
Val Kilmer and George Clooney are both fantastic actors, but neither of them pulled it off. Like, didn't help that those films are
not the best films.
Well, they're super campy. They're very good for what he was trying to go for, which was he really wanted to do a Batman movie that was like an updated version of the '66 TV show. And that
by itself is as camp can get.
Oh, so camp, so camp. But so good for him. But they certainly didn't catch on with the popular zeitgeist of what Batman should be like.
Okay. A lot of the criticism that has been leveled against Affleck is that he's going to need to buff up, he's going to need to hit the gym, he's going to need to essentially become a lot bigger. But apparently, according to some of the items that I've been reading, Affleck is actually one of the bigger actors to play Batman.
Oh, I'm not surprised by that. I think Michael Keaton's actually quite sure. I think George Clooney as well.
Yeah.
The thing is that's just movie magic. I mean, you wouldn't know it, but Mel Gibson and Tom Cruise are both like 5 foot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're tiny people.
Yeah. But yet they portray these huge characters in Braveheart and all that sort of thing in Mad Max.
Movies, a lot. Yeah. That's less of a concern. At the end of the day, like, as quote unquote ripped as a lot of the Batman actors are for the movies, they're not really buff, if that makes any sense. Like, I mean, Christian Bale wasn't like a big hulking dude. So, you know, I think Affleck, you know, will put on some muscle tone, which I think someone was saying he's already started doing. So,
yeah,
you know,
and if you look at a lot of his previous films, he already was in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I mean, I think he keeps in decent shape. I mean, I don't know, I'm not privy to his workout schedule or anything, but you know, I don't think the physicality of it is going to be the issue.
Okay.
You know, whether he can pull off the I don't want to say emotional depth. But let's say the brooding inner darkness of it all is up to question. And you know, I think people aren't wrong to have queries about whether he's going to be able to do that.
Okay.
I just think the reaction
is a little bit over the top.
Is so over the top for what you know what it has been.
So guys, if you enjoyed this chat and stuff, please subscribe below. You can find Greg's articles on
geeksdoingstuff.com.
Okay, that's where you can find all of his articles. And next week we're going to be doing something really, really interesting and fun. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Ciao.